Hey team, we're here for our full upper body workout this week. One upper body this week, it's deload. So we've got all the things, all right? We're hitting chest, we're hitting back, we're hitting shoulders, thighs, tries, a little bit of everything, but still pretty concise. And we're still doing a pretty equal balance of high volume, low rep with some high repetition endurance stuff at the end of the workout in a 5-minute AMRAP. So what we've got is 3 supersets, finishing with an AMRAP. I will suggest having a resistance band or access to a cable machine. If you do not have a resistance band, if you're traveling, or if you're not at the gym with access to cables, you can do this whole workout with just dumbbells. So in my setup, I've got weight ranging from 30s all the way down to 8s, I believe. I don't think you'll need anything super light, but you might want to have it just in case. So I would say you could do this whole workout with maybe just a set of moderate weights if you are limited today. So I'll be using resistance band for a quick warm-up, quick dynamic stretch, a little bit of mobility. We'll get right into superset number 1, which is the seated overhead press with push-ups. 4 sets, and we've got 3 sets of everything else. And let's get right to it. So, crank up my music a little bit. You'll be in charge of counting reps per usual, aside from, well no, in addition to our 5-minute AMRAP, but that's going to be the only portion of the workout that's timed today. So, we're just getting a little shoulder mobility. I took a 5-minute ride. Feel free to take a 5 to 10 minute jog, walk, jumping jacks, air squats, whatever you like to do to get the heart rate up. Every time I do a warm up like this, I go back in time in like a little time portal and remember the days of doing the Jenny Finch windmill in my parents' basement. And I think it's really funny that I'm standing here at 36 years old doing the same exact shoulder mobility. I was not a pitcher, I was a catcher, but that was a nice little tool to have to improve your shoulder mobility, get a little bit stronger in your throwing. So my older self tends to warm up and then thank my dad in my mind for having that for me in the basement. As much as my mom hated to look at it, it was the perfect tool. All right, let's lose that band. We're gonna open up that chest in a field goal. So open it up, reach it up nice and tall, come down. As always, we want to focus a lot on core engagement. All right, so what that means is we're just not getting lazy with the core. If you're sitting around and laying around, you're not really engaging much. So I just want you to understand the difference between engaging, so like bracing the abs or cough, like how you feel at the end of that cough, like you're bracing yourself, preparing for a toddler to run up and hug you. That's kind of exactly what you want to do when you're engaging the core. It's not sucking in the stomach, it's like the exact opposite in a way. So again, cough, engage or embrace, like brace the core as if there's a toddler running up to hug you. Soft knees, strong stance, all right? So if somebody were to run up and try to push you over, you want to stand your ground. It's almost like an athletic stance in all of our standing exercises. And then in our hinged movements, so your bent over rows, your reverse fly, your front raises, again, that strong hinge, that's going to protect the low back. So if you're not doing that, you're going to be Rounding the back, getting real lazy with the shoulders, lazy with the core. That's how you get low back pain. And that's how you create poor posture. And it just makes so much like sense. It makes everything easier to do everything from an athletic, strong position. We're all athletes. I don't care if you've never stepped on the sports field before. I don't care how old you are. You're an athlete. You're training with me. I'm showing you an athletic way to train, and you are an athlete for at least 30 minutes a day for the time that you're here. So I need you to start thinking like an athlete, showing up like an athlete, eating like an athlete, speaking like one, showing discipline like one, creating that consistency. We're not going to stretch out the legs, but I am just going to get in the inner thigh a little bit. I'm tight. All right, so take 30 seconds. Do any other stretching mobility work that you want to do. And we're going to get right to it. I'm going to pull up a chair. I would suggest a chair, bench, something for a seated position. Remember, we've got 4 sets. Only 6 reps, okay? 6 reps of our seated presses, 6 to 8 push-ups, okay? So, so you might want to, I don't know, pace yourself a little bit. But like, I'm gonna go heavy. So, I'm gonna start out heavy, and if I need to drop it down, I'll drop it down. I'd almost prefer you just go for it, okay? So like, what we're trying to do is train very, very close to failure here. So in training till failure, you're experiencing that discomfort. You should be just barely able to get that last rep up. So I'm going with 30s. And if you fail, guess what? Who cares? There's always a lighter weight waiting for you. If you shy away from failure, you legitimately don't grow. So if I'm giving you a low rep range, you better be going heavy, okay? Because if you're busting out 6 reps and it feels easy, that's a problem, all right? Let's get into push-up position. You know how I feel about push-ups? You're not on your knees. You're either elevating, you're working on just the lowering, just the push, or you're stringing as many together as you can. Six to 8 reps. Set number 1 is done. 3 more to go. My jam is on. The song is my jam. Don't worry, we're getting to the accessory work. We're getting to the biceps. We're getting to the triceps. We're getting to the rows. All right, and you know what? If that's the only 2 sets of 6 with 30-pound weights that I get today, I'm happy with that. I am happy with it because at least I tried. I went for it. I wasn't afraid to fail. Oh, good shit. Take a breather. Oh. Let's grab these 20s for the remaining 2 sets. Cold, cold, quick sip of water. Yeah, I know, if you've never trained to absolute failure, it feels uncomfortable, all right? So if you're used to leaving like 5 to 6 reps in the tank, and that's like the end of your challenge point, like that's like the top of the work capacity, it's gonna feel like brutal to start to only leave 2 to 3 reps in the tank, or 0. Like you're just barely making it up for that last rep. That is literally the only way you're gonna see change, is by training very, very close to that failure point, because that's real failure. Like the old failure, your old idea of it, is actually not, like it's not even close. So there's drastic differences between discomfort, like training discomfort or general exercise, and training. So you have to start to learn the differences between general exercise, just like showing up, exercising, doing random things, like you're not really tracking sets or reps, or like your workouts are timed. That's exercise. Training is this: following a schedule, following an exercise list, understanding your failure point, and constantly flirting with that boundary, okay? So put it in perspective. I just started picking up 30s, and I've been training like for a very long time, okay? So there's no deadline, but you have to start flirting with different failure points and just constantly challenging it. Now that we've had super long recovery, good shit. All right. Now again, I'd rather you start out strong, fail, and have to take raw or drop it down, than just never go for it. Awesome shit. All right, so if you're not reaching 6 to 8 reps in your push-ups, by stringing as many together as you can, continue to modify. Again, I don't care if you're like going super elevated in your push-ups or even doing a wall push-up. Like, I don't care if you're going against the wall. I would prefer that 100 times over you going from your knees. Okay, so I don't know how many different ways I can say it. Like, get off of your knees for push-ups. You will never ever progress to real push-ups in doing that. So go against the wall, or grab a bench, elevate against the bench, work on just your lowering, just your pushes, until you can get 2 to 3 push-ups together. So if you can do 2 to 3, then guess what? You can start to rest. You could do 2 to 3 more. You rest, you do 2 to 3 more. Like, this is literally how you get strong in a main lift. Push-ups, chest presses, pull-ups, bent over rows, squats, deadlifts. These are your main lifts, and you need to start getting good at them. You don't have to do hundreds of exercises and be good at all of them to be successful. You need to do 6 to 8 exercises every single week, and master those movements. So here we go. Last set, best set. Hopefully you enjoyed that recovery. Now again, if you're like forcing yourself to do burpees, jumping jacks, mountain climbers, squat jumps and shit in between sets, like while you should be resting, then you're not working hard enough. You're just not working hard enough. You should be dying for this recovery coming. Now you rest. And if you looked like me in the last couple reps, I guarantee you could have done a couple more. I know I left a couple reps in the tank. That last set of push-ups, I definitely did. Superset. I'm gonna move this. We've got our bi and tri work. So, I think I want 15s. I think I would like to go with 15s. All right, higher rep range. So 8 to 12 reps for both our tricep extensions. And I'm gonna go seated like in just like a regular seated position. Get some extra core work in. 1 to 2 dumbbells behind overhead extends, and then kneeling or standing bicep curls. Love a superset that works opposite muscle groups, like bis and tri. Remember your tempo. Tempo is very, very important when it comes to time under tension. So I'm going to go right to it because opposite muscle movements get like a natural recovery, but if you need more recovery, take it. I also like to keep my heart rate up slightly. Now, if you're somebody who, like I used to speed lift, I used to just like rush everything, like coming from a HIIT world, okay? So if you're coming from like a HIIT training world where everything's like quick, 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 no rest, blah, 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 you might have a tendency to really rush through your reps I'm telling you, you'll thank yourself if you slow it down. Awesome. All right, so my progression has looked like 12, 10. My goal is to fail at 8. Last set. Last set, best set. All right, then we move to our gorilla row superset with some lat raises with a 5-minute AMRAP. Whew. Here we go. Whew. 8. Let's attempt 8 bicep curls with 20s. That's what training till failure looks like right there. Whew, ugly. It's not pretty. It's definitely not attractive at all. We've got gorilla rows and lat raises. So I'm gonna go for 20s. We've got 8 per side or 16 total. 3 sets. Set number 1 underway. Here we go. Here we go, 8 lat raises. Recover. Now, if you're someone who is looking to progress to pull-ups, strict pull-ups, I encourage you to work in your assisted pull-ups or strict pull-ups. Even if you're not there yet, assisted is a really great way to go to understand the movement and the progressions. All right, so I like to work in assisted pull-ups in addition to, like, after my upper body work. I like to work it in maybe on a leg day or an off day and just try to get those reps in, because that muscle memory and that mind to muscle connection is going to really help you progress to those pull-ups. So although we don't have pull-ups in these workouts typically, I'm going to always encourage you to work those in either before or after your main lifts, because that is a main compound move. Okay, your pushes, your pulls, squats, deadlifts. So make sure you are not neglecting those pulls. Getting stronger in your rows, that's another way to also progress to strict pull-ups. Set number 2. Little breather. Oh, little breather. One more set. Then we've got our last 5 minutes of work on the day today. Whew. Love a well-rounded workout with a solid mix of volume and intensity, but also endurance. So I'll explain the AMRAP as I go through this last set with you. So last 16 girl rows, 8 per side. Here we go. Halfway there. All right, 5-minute AMRAP. We've got bridge chest presses. So chest presses in a bridge position. You can also just go for a bench press depending on your progression. There's only 6 reps of those. Then we take it into 15 jack presses. And then we move into a seated underarm row, 12 reps. And if you don't have access to a resistance band, 2 more reps. If you don't have access to a resistance band, you'll take your underarm bent over rows with dumbbells instead. Just like that. Secure my resistance band. Let me get my timer set up. All right. So again, I'm going to take my same approach, starting with heavy dumbbells, dropping it down as I fatigue or if needed. So starting with my 30s. Alexa off. Whew. 5-minute running clock. 6 chest presses in a bridge position to start. Here we go. safely drop those weights to either side. Don't just fall, tear your shoulder. 15 jack presses. Whew. Five more. We're in minute 205, one round down. Now this bridge position really does allow you to lift heavier. Drive the shoulder blades in, press through the heels, get your angle right. Charlie horse. Three more. All right, we're a minute 4 or 5. Here we go. Round number 3. I'll tell you what, the best thing I ever did was start working chest presses from the ground and not rushing to progress to a bench. Potentially the last set of underarm rows. And 12. 35 seconds remaining. Here we go. Nine seconds. Come on, let's work out some jack presses. For 3, 2, and 1. Do me a favor. Share this workout screenshot of your selfie, sweaty selfie, Apple Watch, whatever. Send it to a friend who thinks working out at home is for the birds, or you don't get a quality workout done at home. Because you just did that with no distractions, 30 minutes, hard, sweaty, challenging in every way. Upper body is done for the week. Go rest, enjoy that recovery, walk, do some low impact movement outside of this workout. Eat, hydrate, stretch, focus. Enjoy that recovery, go slay the rest of your day. See you next time.